Kana screen visible irka?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, right. Kana good morning to one and all. Today we are going to see about the gate questions which are asked for the from strength of material subject. We are seeing the basic concept and what are the important topics we want to cover for the gate preparation. One of the main important subject is strength of material. It is very useful for preparing or very important for competitive exams also. For example, railway exams, a lot of purposes. Government exams means we want to use the strength of material basics. Next series. This is Scream for preparing the SC students for higher education. From the ACT sponsored GATE classes, we are conducting. Subject is strength of materials. See, basics of strength of material. It's also called mechanics of materials. A subject which deals with behavior of solid objects subject to stress and strains. To study strength of materials often refers to various methods of calculating stress and strains. It is used in structural members such as beams, columns, and shaft. Now, what is meant by rigid body? Where the rigid body concept is used in the strength of material? And what is the purpose of using the rigid body concept? See, first, rigid body is defined as body on which the distance between 2 points never changes, whatever be the force applied on it. Because it is a rigid fixed body, therefore there is no changes. Some changes at point not one micro level, it is will be controlled as a rigid only, not movable. Next one is the deformable body. Deform means we can change the according to the load the bodies are changed. So that is called as a deformable body. You see, a deformable body is defined as a body on which the distance between 2 points changes under action of some forces when applied on it. We are applying the force means it will be changed on the particular product or whatever may be. Wherever you are applying the force, it will be changed. So that is called as a deformable body. For examples, we are here see in the picture the man bending the beam. So according to the force, it will bend. So only it is called as a deformable body. Rigid body means we cannot be change anything. For example, there is a machines. Deform means we have changed the product or whatever maybe we are applying the force means it will change. It will deform. It is called as a deformable body. See, the study of the property of this body is called elasticity. This concept we are saying is the elasticity. Elasticity property only it will deform. Next, what is meant by elasticity? What is the purpose of elasticity? The property of a body by virtue of which it tends to regain its original shape and size when deforming forces are removed. All solids show the property of elasticity. You see, already we have seen about the elasticity property means what is the purpose? The original shape and size deform forces removed. Therefore, we are removing the force applied on that particular product, it will regain to its original shape. That is called as the elasticity. Appenache திரும்பி original shape it will be reform or regain. All solids shows the property of elasticities. Every solid object we are getting the elasticity. Elasticity is a very important mechanical property. We are using whenever, wherever we are applying the force, we are using the elasticity property. Next one, the main important point or topic is stress. Stress is applied force or system of forces that tends to deform a body. Whatever the load we are applying on that particular area is called as the stress. So stress is the main important point to apply the load on the particular area for whatever the component may be, either it is a solid component or a heatable component, or whatever component it may be, we are applying the stress, we are applying the force or load on the particular component for that particular area. That is called as the stress. Next, how we can calculate the stress? That is the force per area, deformable or force, particular external force applied on that particular product divided by area. The dimension formula is mlt squared minus squared divided by area means meter squared or L squared length. The SI unit is Newton meter squared. Newton per meter squared. Stress is Newton per meter squared. There are two different types of stresses are there. First one is the normal stress and second one is the tangential stress. The stress developed in a body depends upon how the external force are applied over it. On this basis, they are dividing into two different types, the normal and tangential. The normal stress, it is a stress that occurs when the surface of the body is loaded by an axial force. That is, you are applying the axial force on the particular component. That is called as the normal stress. Normal or nominal stress. Then stress is equal to load by area. Normal stress, then axial force. Area is the cross-sectional area. The normal stress are dividing into two classifications. That one is the tensile stress, the second one is the compressive stress. Here the tensile stress. You see the picture, we are explaining the tensile stress means what? We are elongating the product or whatever may be the product, we are applying the stress opposite to that particular product. If is the stress state leading to expansion, that is the length of the material tends to increase in the tensile direction, that is in the longitudinal direction, the stress is increased. So it is called as the tensile stress. Tensile means it will increase in the length and reduce in the diameter. It is called as the tensile stress. This is an example of tensile stress. Universal testing machine. We are testing the product by using the universal testing machine. It will elongate in the increase in the length but reduce in the diameter. That is called as the tensile stress. Next one, the ductile behavior. Ductility is a solid material's ability to deform under tensile stress. Examples, copper wires. These are the very basic examples. Copper wires. We are seeing in the, we are daily, day to day, we are using the copper wires. So that is the main important copper or wires we are using for the ductility materials. Ductility behavior, we can easily identify the behavior of ductility. What is meant by ductility? Means solid material ability to deform. Deform means what? We are expanding the length. We are pulling the force. Next one is the compressive stress. A force that attempts to squeeze or compress a material. Here see, we are applying the force to the particular product. Compress the material. For example, we are compressing the rubber or whatever may be, we are compressing the load. That is called as the compressive stress. Difference between tensile and compressive is that tensile means we are elongating, we are pulling. Then compressive means we are compressing the force, that is pushing the force or product. That is the difference between tensile stress and compressive stress. The next one is the tangential stress. A force is acting generally horizontal directions, especially a force that produces mountain foldings and overthrusting. The force is acting parallel to the particular product, that is called as the tangential stress. That is known as the horizontal direction. In Gate, how they are asking the question means, where is the tangential force acting and which direction it will act? Like that, they are asking the questions. Next, what is meant by brittle behavior? A material is brittle if, when subjected to stress, it breaks without insignificant deformation. Glass is a good example because you see brittle behavior means without insignificant deformation. For example, you see the in picture we are putting the glass material in the one place or stable place, it will it will damaged or it will broken. So it is called as a brittle behavior. Next, strain, it is the change in size or shape of a body due to deformation force, that is change in length divided by original length. For it, both there is a no unit. Strain is no unit because the change in length is also in mm and original dimension or original length also in mm. Therefore, the mm will cancel. We will get the no dimensions for the strain. Next, what are the types of strain? What are the types of strain? There are three types of strain: longitudinal strain, volumetric strain, and the shearing strain. Since the deforming force can produce three of deformations, that is change in length or volume or shape in a body, there are three types of strains: longitudinal, volumetric, and shearing strain. You see the volumetric longitudinal strain is when the deforming force produces a change in length. That is, we are seeing the first slide. Longitudinal strain, that is the tensile stress or whatever may be, that is particular to parallel to the strain also. Those is the when the deforming form produces change in length, that is the longitudinal strain. It is parallel to the particular body, that is change length by original length. Next one, volumetric chain means it changes occurs in the volume space of the volume. The space of the product volume is when the deforming force produces change in volume. When the change occurs during the volume, it is called as the volumetric strain. Therefore, only we are using this concept, change in volume divided by original volume. In longitudinal means change in only consider the length of the particular product. For example, then we are going for the volumetric strain, it will change in the product volume. Entire volume, the changes will occur. That is called as the change in volume to the original volume. Next, shearing strain is when the deforming force produces change in the shape of the body. It is measured by the angle theta, that is in radian, through which a line originally perpendicular to fixed face is turned due to the application of tangential force. Change in the shape of the body. Shearing means we change the entire shape of that particular body, that is called as the shearing strain. It is measured in the theta because it is twist. Therefore, the unit is theta, that is in radian, through the line originally perpendicular to the fixed face is turned due to the application of tangential force. This is the main concept of shearing strain. Next, see here how the shearing strain occurs in the particular body. Here given the one of the example, said to be shearing through the angle theta. Here see the angle theta is measured here. So here a concept is a strain is equal to theta. that is equal to tan theta. This is tan theta is equal to opposite by adjacent side. Therefore, del x divided by L. Opposite is a del x, the adjacent side is a L. Therefore, we can easily find out the shearing strain value. That is theta value. From this, we are getting the one problem in the gate. Next, we are going for the elasticity. Elasticity is the tendency of solid materials to return to their original shape after being forces are applied on them. Next, when the forces are removed, the object will return to its original shape and size if the material is elastic. Therefore, we are removing the load or whatever may be force, it will return to its original shape. It is called as the elastic limit. In other words, the deformation disappears completely after removal of the external force. Examples: steel cables, rubber bands, springs are the examples of elastic materials. Springs are we are using in the automobile sectors, therefore for observing the load, shock absorber. These are the various examples we are using in the automobile components. Spring is a very important role in by using the automobile components as a car, heavy vehicles, lorry, buses, and two-wheelers, also bicycles. Everywhere the spring is there to absorb the shock. Then we know about the rubber bands and steel cables and all. Next, elastic limit is the maximum stress from which an elastic body will recover to its original state after removal of the deformed force. When removing the force, it will regain to its original shape. That is, the limit is known as the elastic limit. After beyond this elastic limit, it will fracture. So it differs widely for different materials. The elastic limit varies according to the materials. For example, copper one of the material, brass one of the material, aluminum one of the material, and steel one of the material, cast iron one of the material. These are the various types of materials are there. For each material, we having the different type of elastic limit. The limit is varying according to the material property and materials. It is very high for a substance like steel and low for substance like lead. This is the particular examples are given for very high for the steel and very low for the lead, because the strength is high for the steel and strength is low for the lead. Therefore, the elastic limit also high and low according to the particular material. Here see the limit of proportionality. Force and the extension are there. Force F and extensions are X are there. If a tensile force applied to a uniform bar of mild steel is gradually increased and corresponding extension of the bar is measured, then provided the applied force is not too large, a graph depicting these results is likely to be as shown in figure. You see, extension is according to the force. Therefore, this is directly proportional to the force. Extension is directly proportional to the force and also the particular material. Since the graph is a straight line, extension is directly proportional to the applied force. That is called as the Hooke's law. We're using the concept Hooke's law. Hooke's law means extension is directly proportional to the applied force. They're very important. The topic is the Hooke's law here. The point on the graph where extension is no longer proportional to the applied force is known as limit of proportionality. Next, limits of elasticity. You see, force and extension is the same concept. Then what is the limit? Before the slide, we are seeing the limit of proportionality. Here, limit of elasticity. As mentioned, the limit of proportionality, just beyond this point, the material can behave in a non-linear elastic manner until the elastic limit is reached. Here, see, the proportional limit is there. Then next, see, in above some value, the elastic limit is there. Elastic limit, that particular point, the material did not return to the original level. Beyond the elastic limit, it will failure or it will fracture or it will break ups. So only we are fixing the elastic limit for the particular material. If the applied force is large, it is found that the material becomes plastic and no longer returns to its original shape. Then we cannot able to get it to the original shape when the force is removed. Force removed means it will not get into the original shape. That is, the material is or the force is applied beyond the elasticity limit. We want to apply for the particular limit only, particular elastic limit. For particular material, we are having the elastic limit. Already, we are the authors are framed the level of the elasticity for the particular materials. So we cannot be able to give the more load or more forces to the particular material, a particular elastic limit. Beyond the elastic limits, it will suddenly break down. So only we are fixing the particular material, we are fixing the elastic limit. So we cannot change the elastic limit for that particular level. For example, here giving the figure copper. Copper means the elastic limit is here. For example, the 1000 Newton. This is elastic means only 1000 Newton we want to apply the force. Beyond we apply means it will get here. See the again it will deform and it will failure. That is, it will fracture. That cannot be used for the particular component. In short, the value of force up and to and within which comma the deformation entirely disappears on removal of the force is called limit of elasticity. Next, yield limit. We are going for the yield limit. When specimen is tested beyond the elastic limit, strain increases more rapidly than the stresses because certain elongation of the specimen takes place without applicable increase in the stress. This phenomenon is known as yielding of the material. Suppose we are applying the load beyond the elastic limit, it will create the breakage or whatever maybe it will fracture or failure occurs. That is called as the yield limit. For that particular material, we can get the yield limit. The proportion between upper yield point and lower yield point is called as the yield stage. You see the upper yield point and lower yield point. Beyond the elastic limit you are applying the load means we will get the next level that is called as the yield limit. Therefore, there is a two types of limit are there, upper yield point and the lower yield point. Between this yield points, it will be fractured, going to fracture. The portion between upper yield point and lower yield point is called yield stage. The stress corresponding to the point of upper yield point is called as yield stress. Next one is the ultimate stress. You see this stress strain diagram. The ultimate stress we are going to see about the ultimate stress. Stress strain here see the elastic region. Then next one is the yield point region. Next one is the plastic region. Next one is the ultimate or fracture point. Because of the plastic deforms, the material strain harness and further strain beyond the lower yield point in requires an increase in stress. The maximum stress reached at a point E is called ultimate stress. In other words, the stress corresponding to the maximum load taken by the specimen is called ultimate stress. You see, beyond the yield point, we are seeing the before slide, we are seeing the elastic limit and yield point, lower yield point, upper yield point, and all. Next stage, we are going for the ultimate stress. The material strain hardness, the particular material will harden, and further, what will happen? Strain beyond the lower point requires increase in stress. Therefore, the maximum stress reached at a point E, that is called as the ultimate stress. Next is strain hardening. You see, stress and strain curve was there. This yield point, we know about yield point. Then strain hardening and the necking moment. There are two types of moments are there. First one is the strain hardening and the necking. You see, from yield point to the ultimate strain. the level or the load you are applying for the particular material, we are getting the two stages. First stage is yield point, then final stage is ultimate strength. In between the yield point and the ultimate strength, elongation is called as the strain hardening. The phenomenon of increase in stress from the D to E is known as strain hardening. The next, during strain hardening, the extension of the specimen is quite large. What the specimen of that particular material is quite large. Next one is for the necking moment. Necking means which means it has mild scale or rust, it will be plate lock. Next one, modulus of elasticity. You see, Young's modulus, also known as tensile modulus or elastic modulus, is a measure of stiffness of an elastic material. Next, see, the named after the British scientist Thomas Young, only the measure as a modulus of elasticity. This is Thomas Young. The questions are asked about the Young's modulus. So who is the creator of the Young's modulus, or who is the creator of this? Find out the stiffness values, and that you are asking in the gate questions. Therefore, we are showing the Thomas Young. Who is the Thomas Young? What is the here? His innovation in the strength of materials. We find out the only the modulus of elasticity. Is the modulus of elasticity of a material is large. It means a large stress will produce only a small strain. It is Newton per meter squared. Next, there are three types of elasticity according to the strain. First one is the Young's modulus of elasticity, that is Y. Bulk modulus of elasticity, that is K. Then modulus of rigidity is that is equal to strain, shearing value, shearing normal and Young's modulus is stress by strain. See the Young's modulus, it is defined as the normal stress to the longitudinal strain. That is called as the Young's modulus. And the force by area, the longitudinal is length by length, that is change in length divided by original length. Stress by strain is called as the Young's modulus for the particular material. You see F by L, the radius of the wire AS is equal to pi r squared. Therefore, we are calculating the values of stress on the strain. Then Young's modulus of structural members. There is the framed structures or framed Young's modulus values for the particular material. It is fixed values for that particular materials. It is a very important things. Is Young's modulus for the various materials is very important in the strength of materials. For example, steel 2 into 2.1 into 10 to the power 11 Newton per meter squared is the Young's modulus value for the steel material. Next, concrete material 1.7 Newton per 10 Newton per meter squared value for the concrete material. Next one is a rubber material 7 into 10 power 6 Newton per meter squared. This is the material values for the Young's modulus. This is the engineering material values. And next we are going for the biological material values. For example, bone, that is 1.7 into 10 power 10. The next, cartilage 1.3 into 10 power 7. Next, tenton 1.9 into 10 power 8. Locust cuticle 9.4 into 10 power 9 is the biological material values for the different materials. This is also used in the gate questions. This material is also we are asking in the gate questions. So prepare for that. Young's modulus value for the structural materials. E is the stress required to produce 100% strain value. Therefore, stress is the Young's modulus is the directly proportional to the stress and strain. Problem is given like the problem they are asked. A spring 60 centimeter is long, stretched by 2 centimeter. By the application of the load 200 gram, what will be the length of the load? 500 gram is applied. We are applying the Young's modulus formula and you solve the problems. This kind of problems are asking in the gate questions. These are the basic problems. How to get the Young's modulus value, how to get the modulus of elasticity, how to find out the stress value and the strain value. These are the basic problems they are asking on the. You see, these are the various kind of problems. Next, we are going for the bulk modulus. This refers to situations in which volume, that is bulk of substance, is changed by the application of external normal stress. That is bulk modulus case is equal to normal strain divided by volumetric strain. That is the bulk modulus. Okay, next for the bulk modulus, the negative sign is induced to indicate that volume decreases with an increase in pressure. You see, the volume decreases with increase in pressure. Therefore, only we are indicating the negative sign. That is K is equal to minus Fa by del V, change in volume. Example problems in the volume. Next, we are going for the shear modulus or rigidity modulus. This refers to situations in which the shape of the substance is changed by the application of tangent stress. That is the tangent stress divided by shear strain. That is equal to the shear modulus or rigidity modulus. This also varies according to the material property and material values and dimensions. Next is shear modulus. Already we have seen the first picture. Shear modulus is equal to tan value, tan opposite side by adjacent side. Del x will be opposite side is L. Therefore, shear modulus is equal to FL by del x. These are the example problems. Example number 5. A rubber tube of side 20 centimeters has one side fixed while a tangent force equal to weight of 400 kg is applied to the opposite face. Find what are they asking. First question, shearing strain. Second, distance to which the strain side moves. Given that modulus of rigidity for rubber is 8 into 10 power 6 Newton meter square. This is the problem. We are asking this shearing strain and the distance through which strain side moves. Shearing the shear is equal to force by area. We are applying the force and the area value. Find out the area value and substitute here we can get the values. First values we are getting the theta value, then length value. How much we are getting the 0.25. Next, we are going to see about the strain energy. This is also very important topic. Frequently, they ask me in the gate or any competitive government exams, they ask me the strain energy concept also. It is what is strain energy? When your body is subject to gradual, sudden or impact load, the body deforms and the work is done upon it if the elastic limit is not exceed This work is stored in the body. This work done or energy stored in the body is called as strain energy. See, when a body is subject to gradual, sudden or impact load, the body deforms and work is done upon it. When a body is deforms according to the load or sudden load, okay, if the elastic limit is not to exceed, this work is stored in the body. That is called the strain energy. We cannot able to exceed the elastic limit, so we are storing that work. That is the strain energy. This work done or energy stored in the body. We are storing the energy in the particular body is called strain energy. Energy is stored in the body during deformation process, and this energy is called strain energy. During the deformation, we are storing the energy. That is called as strain energy. Strain energy is equal to total work done. S is the strain energy. Work done del W is given by del W is equal to F del X. According to Hooke's law, F is equal to K into X or L into X. The total work done increasing the extension from 0 to X is given by, we are integrating the del W equation, and F equation we are getting the W work done value half of M into X or F into X, force into X. That is work done is equal to W is equal to U is equal to 1 by 2 of Fx. You see the equation expressed in another full form, half into X into F by A into X by L into X into I into A. This is usually strain energy equation. This is strain energy equation. We are converting the expression into equation. Next example, calculate the increasing energy of a brass bar of length 0.2 meter and cross section area 1 centimeter square when compressed within a force of 49 Newton along its length. The Young's modulus of brass is equal to 10 into 10 power 1 or 10 power 6 Newton per meter square. This is the problem. This solution. Just write the given data and it solve the problem. You know the formula. Energy stored is equal to half into X into Fx divided by Fl divided by Ay. That is U is equal to Fl into divided by 2Ay. Using this equation, you want to solve the problem. You can get the solution. Next important topic is the Poisson ratio. When body is subject to axial tensile force, it elongates and contracts laterally. Similarly, it will contract and its sides expand laterally when subject to axial compressive force. Therefore, you see the picture, you see with the original shape of the component, we are applying the tensile force. We are pulling the particular component, the original shape, and we leave it the, or we are applying the load, we are leave it the load. You can get or compress the load means you can get the original shape is to deform. According to the deformation, we can get the Poisson ratio value. When body subject to axial tensile force, it elongates and contracts laterally. It will elongate.
விராட் தோனி தான் அவனை ரெக்கவர் பண்ணிட்டு உள்ள இறக்கலாம். இல்ல இல்ல எல்லாம் இவனோட
Shaktivel,
திறமையினாலதான் உள்ள வந்தான். சரியா?
Shaktivel,
போடா டே.
Shaktivel.
அது அவனோட டீமை இது பண்ணிக்கிறான். அவன் மூலியமா உள்ள வரல. இவனோட திறமையினால கிரிக்கெட் உள்ள வந்தான். ஏன் டோனி வந்து சச்சின் பீரியல் தான் வந்து, ஏன் சச்சின் தான் இவனை உள்ள இருக்கானா? ஏன் அவன் கெஞ்சி இவன் உள்ள வந்தானா? அப்படியே வச்சிருப்போ அவ்வளவுதான்.
Next one, poisonization exists. Similarly, it will contract and its size expand laterally when subject to axial compressive force. These are the basic concepts and basic gate questions asked in the gate and a lot of competitive exams, civil service examinations, and railway examinations. Lot of government sectors they are asking the basics of strength of materials. So prepare well for the strength of materials. These are the very basic things in the strength of materials. You can get the knowledge in the basics. You can able to solve the problems also. They are asking the many type of problem in the what is meant by stress and the stress by using the stress formula. They are asking the problem and the strain. Then very important the Young's modulus. Then what are the strain properties? Then stress strain curve. It is a very important. It is stress strain curve. Where we are going to we are seeing the last graph. It is the elastic limit, plastic limit, yield point. That graph also very important. They are asking for the different materials. What is the elastic limit for the particular cast iron or elastic limit for the brass or aluminum? That is the mentioned in this stress strain curve. Is a limit of proportionality yield point that we are taking ultimate stress value. The ST is chain hardening. In this, we can easily measure the stress strain. This is the stress strain curve. You see, the various properties are here, commonly used here. Your basic is the yield point, then allows ultimate strength, then fracture. Here's in this stress strain, the elastic region also there here, elastic region, then plastic region. The region is also very important. From where to where is the elastic region, where to where is the plastic region, then from where to where is the yield stress or fracture point will occur. Also, you want to know is it Young's modulus? Young's modulus you want to find it for that particular elastic region. Young's modulus is equal to rise divided by run, that is equal to slope. Then next we are going for the yield strength. Next we are going for the ultimate. Next we are going for the fracture level, that is strain hardening and the necking moment. So it is a different stress strain curve for the different materials we want to choose. We want to implement the different materials for different graphs or we can enable to get. By using these values only we are going for the material testing. The properties are varied according to the material property. The strength and stress and deformation, all values are varies according to this stress strain curve only. The stress strain value only they are fixing already. They are fixed the value for the particular material of brass or aluminum or whatever the material we are using in the regular day-to-day life or in a particular industries or we are building construction works. Steel we are using in building construction work. And plastics we are using in the industries. And automobile sectors also, whatever the material we're using for the particular sectors, you want to choose the material property first of all. You want to select the material property and fix the material values for the particular component. For example, brass means 1000 Newton. It will deform up to the 1000 Newton, and for a yield stress of values all change according to that particular material of brass or aluminum. Motor material for aluminum. Aluminum are using in the automobile sectors, in car body structures. They are using the aluminum. Nowadays, we are using the aluminum for getting the mileage purpose. So, basic strength of materials only we are gaining this. A lot of examples are there. Lot of uses are in the by using this strength. We are finding out the strength of materials because we know the full concept in the material behavior and the property only. We can apply the materials into different products, either it is the casting product or either it is the normal preparing product, pattern product. There are different types of products are there. Normal product and a casting product, fully molding product. Different types of products are there. Based upon the product material strength, we are using the process also. We can find this the process also, either using the casting or molding process. That also based upon the strength of the materials only. So very important, that is the strength. Strength is very important. Therefore, we are using the strength of materials. It is used for the all common branches. Mainly, we are using in the civil and mechanical engineering and aeronautical marine engineering, because it is applied for the all the materials. Every material we want, each and every product we're going for make, whether it is a food product or whatever may be the industrial product, where we want to apply it also, we want to know about the material, what material we're choosing, and what is the stress value and what is the strain value of the particular material, what is the yield strength, what is the ultimate strength of the particular material, and when it will fracture. For example, we are applying that for a mileage, we are applying 1000 Newton. Again, we are applying for the 1100 or 1200, it will fracture. So we know about that particular material. For example, mild steel means you want to apply only the 1000 Newton. Beyond the 1000 Newton apply means what will happen? It will neck, and a neck lost become necking, and we can make the failure. We can occur the failure of the particular material. So from yield strength to fracture, that is called as the necking concept. At the necking point, the material will fracture at any time. So we cannot point to that particular point it will fracture, or that particular point it will deform again. So we cannot able to find out that point. So that point we cannot able to find out. For that purpose, we are keeping that as a necking point. Necking from ultimate strength to fracture point, that is a necking point. From yield strength to ultimate strength, that is called as strain hardening. From the 0 to yield strength is the elastic region. Then from, you see from picture, B to E, that is the plastic region. That is the materials in plastic condition. From 0 to A or B, it is the elastic region. So you want to calculate the elastic region and plastic region and the ultimate values. Then only we can use the particular material for the particular purpose. There are different types of purpose. We are using the different types of material. So we are concentrating on the strength only. We can able to use into day-to-day life and day-to-day activities. It will not fracture or it will not break down suddenly. Okay, so only it is a very important topic. We are using the stress strain hardening or stress value or strength of materials. Okay, thank you for the gate class.